Hey VC, Steve here with a response video. Watch a few of these. I think we'll start by Metal Mickey. 10 favorite title tracks and 5 not so good ones. And since I don't do very many response videos, I thought I'd start with that one. And it sounded like a really good idea to me. So I'll get on with this. In the background, we'll be listening to Apoplexy, Tears of the Unborn. Kind of reminds me of like Sinister meets Symbolic. Really good album, really good death metal, real melodic. Love the acoustic little interludes they have on this. Good stuff. Anyway, that's what we're listening in the background. I'll get this going. First and foremost, favorite title track off this classic is, of course, Black Sabbath. What can I say about this album? We all know it. I remember listening to this in the garage with my friends back in the day. It was snowing out one night. We was trying to build a little fire in a trash can. It looked like the slums of New York in the garage in Missouri. But this song just had a haunting atmosphere, doomy, just colorful lyrics. Can't go wrong with it. So Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath is my first choice. Second, favorite album of all time. I'll never mince words. This is the number one album for me, in my mind. First, I guess you'd say extreme metal for the time. Album I ever heard. Of course, the title track for Killers. Every song on this album is a freaking beast, but that track just makes sense to me anyway. This Killer album, one of my favorites of all time. Definitely the top. Anyway, Killers by Iron Maiden. Second one, of course, Horoscope by Overkill. I remember buying this cassette back, I want to say 91. It just come out. I was listening to headphones on the way to a football game, high school football game, and when it started that track, it just floored me. Always been a big Overkill fan. My favorite thrash metal album of all time is by this band, which is Field of Fire. Wanted to pick that, but I've showed that one so many times, and I've seen other people pick that one. But anyway, Horoscope by Overkill. Horoscope, killer fucking album. Oh yeah, fucking killer shit. Second one, of course, Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest. I remember hearing that song first, every track on this fucker is amazing. I've had this album forever. I believe this is OG. But I'm not going to take it out of there, but killer fucking track, killer fucking album. One of my favorite Judas Priest albums of all time. Screaming for Vengeance. I just love that freaking vocal delivery. Killer album. Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest. Going through this pretty quickly. Don't want to make a long video. Another one. Metal Church by Metal Church. Absolutely phenomenal album. It's just so, I don't know how to describe how fucking badass that song is. I love the riffs. I love how it starts off. I love the vocals on that track. Just an absolute freaking masterpiece of an album as well to go with it. One of the best, in my opinion. Metal Church by Metal Church. The other one, Seasons of Abyss by Slayer. I just love how that track starts off real doomy sounding, going to that acoustic guitar, and then all of a sudden it's just pure mayhem. One of the highlights on this album is it's a very catchy freaking thrash metal song. And absolutely freaking killer album. 1990, I remember when I first heard this album. Actually, I heard War Ensemble first. I love War Ensemble because during the chorus, you could hear the marching in the background. But just absolutely phenomenal album. Always been one of my favorites. Yeah, Seasons of Abyss by Slayer. Another one, You'll Never See by Grave. This actually is the first Grave album I heard, was this one. And I'm not going to take it out of sleeve. You guys can see the album cover. It's phenomenal. This is my favorite Grave album. I do love Into the Grave. Sometimes they switch back and forth, but this hands down is another one I go to. That just opening with that track just blows my mind. Every track on this album is fucking killer. Killer Swedish Gem, but I had to grab this one because I fucking love You'll Never See. Fucking awesome album. Another one, Killing Is My Business, and Business Is Good by Megadeth. Favorite Megadeth album? I don't know. There's something about this album just freaking rules. This is OG. So freaking stoked to have this deal. But anyway, every track on this album fucking kills. But Killing Is My Business. That's just a hooky freaking track. And I don't know what else to say. Just fucking absolutely killer album and killer title track. Another one, To the Gory End by Cancer. Probably a lot of you are surprised. I love the keyboard intro to that title track and everything about that freaking song. I love everything about this album. It's probably one of my favorite death metal albums, to be honest with you. It's classic Cancer, To the Gory End. And the last one, I told you it wouldn't take long. Of course, one of my favorite death metal albums of all time is this one. I've talked about this album, but Diabolical Summoning, title track freaking rules. I love the vocal delivery and the pure aggression. It's just a top-notch death metal album. And yeah, Diabolical Summoning by Sinister. And here comes the part of the 5 not so great ones. I love this album, don't get me wrong, but the title track's just 10 minutes too fucking long, to be honest with you. It's boring. I've never liked that song. There's a few songs on here I freaking hold up in high regard. But how can you go from Black into And Justice for All? It just kind of slows everything down, and I don't know, it's a momentum stopper if you ask me. But anyway, yeah, Justice for All by Metallica. I don't want to make this a hate Metallica thing. It's not. I just don't like that song. The other one, Ultimate Sin by Ozzy. I don't know. I never did like that song. I always fast forwarded it when I had cassette. And then I got this. This is OG Press, by the way. Ozzy, Ultimate Sin. But I always found that song boring. To be honest with you, I haven't spun this record probably. I don't know when the last time I spun this record. I like the first 2 Ozzy albums, and then I do like this one. I like Speak of the Devil, the live album, Bark at the Moon. Then this came out and it kind of felt glammy, I guess, glam rockish. I mean, there is some good songs on it. Killer of Giants, Lightning Strikes, Shot in the Dark. Bunch of good songs on it, but the title track just does not. It's a big no for me. Another one, Defenders of the Faith. They could have left that off this album, to be honest with you. They didn't need a title track. I don't know what that is. It's boring. But yeah, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith title track. I'm glad it's at the very end of the album, so I could just stop it. Classic album. I love every track on this. Free Will Burning, Jawbreaker, The Centennial, Love Bites. Fucking classic album with a terrible title track. Another one, people might hate me for this one. Heaven and Hell, off this classic album. When I first heard it, I loved it. But I always, every time I hear that song, I think Rocky's gonna run out and run up some stairs and start jumping up and down. I don't know why. Don't know why. But still, a classic album. I still love every song on this except the title track. Anyway, Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. And last is Elements on Atheist. Elements. Be honest with you, I'm not really a big fan of this album, to be honest with you. There's some good stuff on it, but all the Atheist stuff, you know, the first two albums are my favorite, and then this one's just a little bit too jazzy, I guess. But anyway, Atheist Elements. Yep. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you guys like it. Hopefully I didn't piss too many people off on the Heaven and Hell. Just not something I dug a lot. Anyway, signing out with